So like while loop and do while loop. So Java for loop have a syntax. Basically we say the general form. So we'll see the general form is for. So within brackets there are three sections: initialization section or initialization, test condition, then increment or decrement expression. Then statement 1, it may contain one statement or it may contain more than one statement. This is called as loop body. Statement 2, then statement n. So basically this is called as loop body. So this is my syntax of for loop. Then we will know what is the mechanism, in which way the for loop is executing, what is the flow control. Initialization section will execute once. I will take an example. Suppose for let int k equals to 1, k is less than 5, k plus plus. If I will write system.out.println, okay, I will write Java. So it is a small code, we will see. So first section, it is initialization section, that means the value assigning to a variable. This is conditional section and this is incremental section, and this is the loop body. Loop body is nothing but one output statement. So what is the mechanism? You remember, initialization section execute once. First this section will execute, k is equals to 1. Control will go to this section. Then now test condition, this section will execute. Now k is less than 5, k is 1, 1 is less than 5. Condition true or false, less than, that we know it is a comparison operator or relational operator. It is returning always a boolean value with whether it will be true or false. So we will evaluate. So 1 is less than 5, it is true. If it is true, this body will execute. So body is nothing but an output statement. So we will get Java. So first initialization section executed, then control will come to conditional section. Based on conditional section, body is executing. If condition is becoming true, then the body will execute. If the condition is false, then loop will terminate. So here condition is true, the body executed. So after executing the body, control will go to incremental section k plus plus. Now 1 plus plus, that is 2. So after incremental section, then control will go to again conditional section. 2, now k is less than 5, again it will evaluate. So now the value of k is 2, so 2 is less than 5. Again it will evaluate. So now 2 is less than 5, again condition is true. If true, again body will execute. So output message Java came. Then control will go to the incremental section. 2 plus plus, that is 3. Then control will come to conditional section. Again the k is less than 5, it will evaluate. Now the value of k is 3. 3 is less than 5, again condition is true, again body will execute. So Java came to the picture. Then again after executing the loop body, control will go to the incremental section. 3 plus plus 4, again come to conditional section. Now 4 is less than 5, again condition is true, again body will execute Java के. Then after that control will go to the incremental section. 4 plus plus that is 5. Then here control will come to the conditional section. 5 is less than 5. So 5 is less than 5, it is false. So when it is becoming false, then the loop will terminate. So when the loop will terminate, we will get this output. So that means 4 times Java, it will print as output. What display in your picture? And this initialization section will execute once. Then control is coming to the conditional section. Based on the conditional section, the loop body is executing. Initialization section, conditional section, then body. After body part, then control is going to incremental or decremental section. After that, the control is coming to again conditional section. So always based on conditional section, body is executing. So when the conditional section is becoming false, then the loop is terminating. So once a condition is becoming true, body is executing, that is called as one iteration. So how many iterations? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have 4 iterations. So when the conditional section becoming false, when it is becoming false, the value of k is 5. So 5 is less than 5, it is false, then loop is terminating. So when the loop is terminating, so we will get the output, that is 4 times Java. So I will go to my compiler. So let class name is for loop demo. Let here my file name is for loop demo, and one for loop I will continue. For int k equals to 1, k is less than 5, k plus plus. System.out.println, so Java. So now I will run. So you see this 4 times Java, that we got the output. Then we will do analysis each section, because we saw here there are 3 sections: initialization section, conditional section, and incremental or decremental section. The point is, first of all we will go to initialization section. Initialization section. Initialization means when the value assigning to a variable. So see, initialization expression I am showing which is valid and which is invalid. That we will discuss. Suppose I will write int I equals to 1, j equals to 1. Int I equals to 1, int j equals to 1. Int I equals to 1, string s equals to Java. So my point is, can we initialize more than 2 variables in initialization section? So we can initialize, but which format? This line is invalid. This line is invalid. This is valid. So this line is invalid means here I is int type of variable, s is string type of variable. So this type of initialization, if we will specify in initialization section, it will give compile time error because multiple types of variable we cannot initialize, or multiple types of variable we cannot consider at the time of initialization section. I is int type of variable, s is string type of variable, multiple types. Then coming to this line, so this is also invalid. Here I is int, j is int, but in which way we have written int I equals to 1 comma int j equals to 1. So when compiler will read int I equals to 1, okay, the compiler will think it is initialization section, but when it is separated by comma, the compiler will think it is conditional section. But when the compiler will go to conditional section, then it will confuse. So in this way, we have to initialize multiple variables. That means one time we will specify the type int I equals to 1, j equals to 1, k equals to 2, m equals to 3, n equals to 4 in this way. N number of variables that we can initialize in initialization section, but provided that the expression should be this type of expression. Type specification is once. So this is the one point. Then suppose I will write int k equals to 1. Here I will write system.out.println hi. Then this is system.out.println let hello. So some aptitude questions that I will show you. So many times everybody will confuse. Here this is initialization section, but in initialization section I wrote an output statement. So many times the user will confuse, the user will think it is error, but it is perfectly valid. So if it is perfectly valid, so definitely it will give the output. So whatever the flow control, whatever the mechanism the for loop have, so accordingly the control will execute. So this is initialization section, but in initialization section I wrote an output statement. Initialization section execute once, so it will execute once. So since it is an output statement, so hi came. Then control will go to conditional section. K is less than 5. The value of k is 1. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. Once condition is true, body will execute. Hello came. Then after executing the body, the control will go to k plus plus. 1 plus plus, that is 2. Then control will come to k is less than 5. 2 is less than 5. Again condition is true. Again body will execute. So in this way the control will execute this loop. So as a result we will get hi, then 4 times hello. So when this loop is terminating, when the value of k is 5. You see, now I will hit run. Okay, so I got the output is high, then four times hello, 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 hello. So what we observed? We observed one point. So note point. What we observed in initialization section. In initialization section, we can write any valid Java statement. In initialization section, we can write any valid Java statement. So in initialization section, so only initialization expression we will write. So that is not true. So any valid Java statement we can write. Then I will go to conditional section. Conditional section. Because based on conditional section, body is executing. Conditional section. So one good interview question. So for this system dot out dot println, let Java. So here, if this question will give to the user will confuse, the user will solve. There is no expression in initialization section, in conditional section, or in increment or decrement expression section. But how the loop body will execute? Loop body will execute based on conditional section. If the condition is becoming true, the loop body will execute. But here there is no expression in conditional section. So maximum time the user will fill, the user will guess it is error because there is no expression. So what exactly the answer is? You remember, if there is no expression in conditional section, then at the time of compilation, then at the time of compilation, the compiler provides a default boolean value. So default boolean value, so that is true. Particularly for conditional section, no protocol for initialization and incremental or decremental section. So if there is no expression in conditional section, so the compiler will provide at the time of compilation, so which value? True, a boolean value that is true. So now once I will get a value, then accordingly we can get the output. So when it will execute, the control will see there is no expression in initialization section. Then control will go to conditional section. In conditional section, the control got true. So it is demanding a boolean value whether it will be true or false. If true, then body will execute. Body is Java. Then after executing the body, the control will go to increment and decrement section, but there is no expression in this section. Then after that, control will go to conditional section. The control got true, again body will execute. After that, control will go to increment or decrement section. There is no expression. After that, the control will go to conditional section. Again the control saw it is true, so again body will execute. So here this true so cannot be false, because it is a Boolean constant value. Basically we say it is a Boolean literal. So true, it is a Boolean constant value. So how it will become a false? If it is not a false, then this body will execute. So particularly in this case, the loop cannot terminate. So we can say it is an infinite loop, because the output will be Java, 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 Java infinite number of times. So once you will run this code, the loop will not terminate. So infinite number of times the message Java will display. So we can say this loop is an infinite loop we can consider. The most important point is this: if there is no expression in conditional section, the compiler providing a default Boolean value, that is true. So this is all about conditional section. Then increment or decrement section. So here also in this section we can write any valid Java statement. Suppose let int k equals to 1, k is less than 5. Here I will write an output statement: system.out.println hi. Then here I will write k++. So here in increment or decrement section, this is the increment or decrement section, we expect always either increment expression or decrement expression. But instead of that, here an output statement is present. So it is valid. If it is valid, then we will get the outputs. So how the control will evaluate? As per the mechanism. This is initialization section. It will execute once. Then control will go to the conditional section. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. Body will execute. So body is hello and k++. Here body is 2 line. Body is 2 statements. One is output statement. One is incremental expression. So 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. The loop body executes. So we got hello, a++, 1++, that is 2. After loop body execution, control will go to increment or decrement section. So this section will execute, but in this section we have one output statement, that is hi. So hi came. Then after that, control will go to this section, then this, then this, then this. So flow control you have to remember this. So in this way the control will execute this for loop. So accordingly we will get the output. So when the value of k is 5, so 5 is less than 5, then it will be false, then the loop will terminate. You see, now I will hit on. You see, happily we got output hello, then hi. So for k is equal to 1, then for k is equal to 2, then for k is 3, then for k is 4. Okay, so this is all about initialization section, conditional section, and incremental or decremental section we knew in detail.